Good morning, everybody. This is Lorraine again, Alternative Homesteading, February 2nd. I believe it's February 2nd. I can't believe it's February already. I'm just going over to my chicken coop. I ran out of paper towels here. I'm going to put some towels up here. Got to do some cleaning in here later. But I wanted to follow up on the video I posted last night. A couple of things. My phone battery that I was recording, the phone that I'm speaking on now, and I was recording from another phone, the battery was low. It was like 10%. I probably could have had another 5 or 10 minutes without having to charge it. But I decided as I'm recording it to stick the charger in there. I did not touch any buttons on the phone. As I reached for the charger and went to put the charger into the phone, somebody clicked off the phone. That's why the recording ended abruptly. I wanted to record a little bit more of his video. There was probably like another 15 minutes of it. I was going to record like another 5 or so. But you can go to his channel. I posted the link in the description section, so you can, watch the end of it if you'd like to. But I also wanted to mention something about my former friend, Sue Ann. The woman who came to my house after looking up my name on some list, some database that she was privy to as a volunteer firefighter. After I said that I believe I'm on some kind of a list, I thought it was some kind of a blacklist, some kind of a list. I wasn't aware that there was some kind of a watch list. I just knew intuitively from everything that had happened that I was being monitored and I was listed for something, some erroneous thing. So when I mentioned it to her and she came over, after viewing the photos of the door jamb, the locks up close, she wanted to look up close. And she's very detail-oriented. She investigates crime scenes, So she knows the blood spatter patterns on walls and pillowcases and beds and stuff to determine which way the weapon was coming from. Now, I wish we were still friends. I wish we were still friends now, because I would love to hear her perspective on directed energy weapons, these silent weapons, and the methods of detection. I'm absolutely certain she knows how to be able to detect those weapons, Stalker. So anyway, I haven't heard from her again. I moved from New Jersey, and she and I were friends, and I have not heard from her since. I would send her a text message, I guess after I moved here, wishing her a Merry Christmas, and she would always politely respond, thank you. But I have never heard from her again. So anyway, getting back to her viewing the photos. So I'm scrolling through the photos, and you could see the expression on her face. I'm watching her view the photos. I want to see her first reactions, because I know that she knows this stuff. So when she turned to me and angrily, literally angrily, accusatorily stated, "Who did you piss off?" I thought to myself, why is she accusing me of pissing someone off? And so what if I did? I can't imagine how many people I may have pissed off in my lifetime. Have you? I know that, oh my goodness, I could name dozens of people who've pissed me off. But even if I were privy to the hit list and the ability to place someone on it, that is just the most unconscionable thing. I would never do something like that. And let me tell you something. During my divorce, I went up before probably more than half of the the judges that listen to divorces in that courthouse. And I have experienced at least 12.5 attorneys, not only through my divorce, post-divorce. I had a stalker, like a real stalker guy. All of his lawyers that he hired every year to get the restraining order removed that he was unsuccessful of until another time. That I will mention another time because I believe that judge was participatory in my quote-unquote gang stalking. And then, of course, there's the patio paver contractor that destroyed my patio after it was installed. And he sent his son to clean it. And his son destroyed the patio. Totally destroyed it. So I sued him. And in New Jersey, and this is where gets really complicated for targeted people. So in New Jersey, and maybe in other states, if a contractor, painter, whatever, destroys your property and you sue them, you're entitled to what is called treble damages. That's 3 times the cost of what you paid for the item. Treble meaning 3. And legal fees. You're entitled to legal fees and or filing fees, whatever. So yes, I experienced 2 attorneys on that defendant's side, one for his ridiculous son and one for himself. And then I filed pro se. I filed 2 pro se lawsuits against them. And in the end, I won treble damages. So this is why I'm saying targeted people. Do you know how valuable your individual lawsuits are? This woman who called the police first and then the council on the drunken man and was placed on a blacklist. She didn't win the lawsuit for being placed on a list. She won the lawsuit for defamation and libel. Keep that in your minds. I have been saying this literally for years. That every one of you, including me, can sue these people for defamation. I could literally sue my neighbor for going up to every person that has worked here and falsified information lying against me. How about that video of her across my property by the gate, threatening me, posting no trespassing signs on my property? And when I told her that I was gaining the survey, she said, "Oh, did you not pay him too? Is that why you don't have the survey yet?" What an idiot. You don't pay for surveys until after you actually have one. Until the work is completed. But she never had one done on her property, so she wouldn't know. I guarantee she wouldn't pay the $10,000 or $12,000 it would take to survey her property. She'd rather steal it from someone else. But I guarantee that the damage to my property yesterday by the road crew was based upon, they were there a really ridiculous amount of time. There weren't that many branches there. There was a lot more down the road. But they spent a lot of time with their heavy-duty truck. After 3 inches of rain, a foot of snow that melted, I specifically told them everything was wet. You cannot go on the grass. So what did they do? They went on the grass. But getting back to the defamation, that video specifically stated that a list, notifications went out into the community that she's a bad person. She's on the same list as other dangerous people for filing a complaint. And that lasted for 4 years until she was able to hire a lawyer and sue for defamation. And every targeted person has a defamation lawsuit. Every one. If you could prove it. I could actually prove that my neighbor wrote a threatening note to a worker on my property and left it in his mailbox before I was going into court with her. It's her signature. It's her handwriting. It's the same handwriting as the sign she posted on my property. Same signs that were on her front door when the process server went to serve her papers because she refused to sign the certified letters, and the local sheriff's department refused to serve her the papers. So I had to hire a process server out of my pocket. What was it, like $150? It would have cost more in New Jersey. So yes, I have proof that my neighbors slander me to everybody that works here. She even threatens a worker working on my property that if he continued to clean my property, he would be part of her lawsuit. This is like an 18-year-old kid cutting and weed eating my property. These people are vicious. And another takeaway I got from his video is that these people are demon-possessed. They are Satan's soldiers. They work for the dark side. They're envious, greedy, jealous, low vibrational, Satan soldiers. They work for the dark side. Make no mistake. They are going to hell. So if they sold their soul because they didn't want to be stalked, and they decided they were going to harass an innocent person, well, that's not going to be forgiven. And the fact that it didn't happen just once or twice, that it continues to happen by the same individuals, tells you how evil they are, how greedy they are, how jealous they are. They did that deliberately to that property because it's going up for sale. They did it deliberately so that that property doesn't sell. Well, I'm going to tell you, I called the judge. I told him what they did to the property, and I told him I'm selling because I can't stand living here anymore. That it was deliberate. After the rain, they filthied the property. You hear my birdies? Here, look at them. They choose the sunniest place on the property in the morning. And unfortunately, I've got a couple of cats there. And the poor cats. They're surrounded by the birds. Here, check it out. So that was a very important lawsuit. I've been in this alleged community, the targeted community, since March 2017. Look at them. Look at these silly guys. Since March 2017. See, there's a kitty in there. It's my little black cat who, I don't know, somebody jumped a little black cat here. But, I've been in the community, the targeting community, since 2017. I have never heard anybody speak about this case or the fact that she filed a lawsuit and won. She won for defamation. I think more of us need to file against our counties, our towns, our cities for defamation. Because they know about these losers. They support them. They support these community watch groups. They're lining their pockets. They know what's going on. So let's keep that feather in our cap. About the police not helping us. Conspiracy Against Rights, Title 18, Section 241 and 242. Deprivation of rights under a color of law. Conspiracy against rights. And defamation. And in fact, when the Manalapan Police Department have the audacity to call me a cat lady in an incident report, that's defamation. No one's ever called me a cat lady before. But yes, the Manalapan Police Department. Lieutenant Thomas Mansell, the former chief of police, Michael Fountain, retired. He was sued, by the way, by his own police officer for labeling him an enemy of the state, ordering him to have a mental health evaluation after he filed a complaint with Internal Affairs. Anybody that wants a copy of the lawsuit, email me at alternativehomesteading@gmail.com. I'm happy to share it. Anybody who's interested in the eBay lawsuit, those two retired police officers that went to work at the eBay security department and then decided to gang stalk a couple in Massachusetts. Anybody want that lawsuit? Email me at alternativehomesteading@gmail.com. In every incident, the police, law enforcement is involved. Make no mistake, boys and girls, men and women. They're all in on it. They're all on the take. And the fact that my former friend, Sue Ann, her father's a retired cop. Her brother's in the military or retired. I don't know. Do Marines ever retire? I think you stay a Marine for the rest of your life. That she's a certified death investigator, volunteer firefighter, and she had to look up my zip code. She needed my zip code and my address. And then came over, looked through my photos, and asked me, who did I piss off? Yes. Accusatory. As if pissing somebody off is a crime. When was the last time pissing somebody off became a criminal act? So my birdies are going nuts. So this is the morning. During the morning, they're hatching. They're not hatching. They're laying eggs, eating bugs, and all kinds of cute stuff. But anyway, I'm going to go have my first cup of coffee. I hope everybody's doing well. And I'm going to sign off for now.